Hi everyone, this is Noreldin. In Seeker's podcast, we're going to be talking about the problems and the misunderstandings that hold you back from being fluent, and how to get rid of them in order to speak English automatically and confidently, without even thinking about grammar rules or vocabulary, which means that our focus will be more on the spoken English. Now, with all that have been said, you've got to do the best to be the best. Let's get it started. Hello Seekers and welcome back. I'm Noreldin and today I'd like to share with you 5 points when it comes down to the importance of reading and how to improve your English by reading. Let's get started. Number 1, reading improves your vocabulary. Even native speakers, when they read, they come across many new words that they never really heard of. So they learn more and more about their own language. So it is okay to not understand words while you're reading. And if you don't believe me, let me ask you this question. Do you know all the vocabulary in your mother tongue language? The answer is absolutely no. Or how many words do you know in comparison with the dictionary? You barely know a couple of thousands. But in the dictionary, you have hundreds of thousands of words. When you read, you come across new words, expressions, and idioms, which helps your English a lot. Let me put it to you this way. Try to learn English the same way that children learn English. They stumble upon their words and they don't know how to pronounce them or what they mean. By reading, you encounter new words more frequently and sometimes repetitively, and therefore you can see them better in their context. And here's a tip for you. Do not check the dictionary every time you stumble over a word that you don't understand, because it's going to be hard to read this way. What if you got a page full of new words? This is really hard. The point being here is to check the repeated new words or words that the whole context is based on. And on a personal note, stop learning English or any other language academically all the time, because again, the purpose of a language is to communicate with people and not to give them articles or paragraphs. If you kept yourself in this picture of having English as a subject to study all the time, you might end up quitting learning the language. For instance, you go to the store to buy a book to read, and after setting up the stage to read, you have the dictionary on your left and everything is like ready to read. After 5 minutes or 10 minutes of going through this hustle and hustle of translating and checking the dictionary over and over and over again, you end up throwing the book away and quit reading. Instead, skim and gloss over the unnecessary words. Sometimes the authors use a lot of fillers when they describe a scene or a particular situation, for example. You will not need all of these words to engage in a conversation. Now, with all that have been said, pick up something easy to read, something you wanna really read about, or a story you love to know. Do not pick up something hard to read at the beginning. And believe it or not, reading will improve your writing skills as well. So cheer up. Number 2, better comprehension. The more you read, the more your thinking abilities and your intelligence increase. And also, you become more imaginative. When you read a book, it takes you to another world where you imagine the scenario in your head. And even you imagine the voices of the speakers. And you get emotional as if you see the whole thing happening in front of your eyes. And that links you more with the language because now you live what you're reading. Number 3, reading develops critical thinking skills. One of the primary benefits of reading books, its ability to develop critical thinking skills. The more you read, the deeper your understanding becomes about what you're reading and its implications. Number 4, reading improves your memory. Every time you read a book, you have to remember the settings of the book, the characters, their backgrounds, their history, their personalities, and even the characteristics, and so much more. As your brain learns to remember all of this, your memory becomes better. Reading also builds your confidence. By reading, you broaden your horizon and you expose yourself to ideas, issues, information that you weren't aware of, which gives you the confidence down the road to engage in different types of conversations. And you will be able to indulge your language without having any kind of fear of mispronouncing a word or have this kind of lack of vocabulary. Now your focus is on the idea that has been brought to the table, and you have the eagerness to share your thoughts. You have something inside you that pushes you every time you have an interesting topic to speak. You don't focus anymore on the vocabulary or the grammar rules. You just open up your mouth and you start speaking. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please feel free to share this with your friends and have a beautiful and wonderful day. See you next time.